Hello, Vladimir. How are you?
Hi, Naris. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Hmm. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. It's good to see you.
I also glad to see you too.
Hmm. Yeah, so first of all, I was just finishing up a lesson, so that's why I had to take 1 or 2 minutes. I was already in a lesson before you, so I was just finishing that lesson. I was saying like goodbye when I received your call, so I thought, I can, because, in general, that I like to, end the lessons in a good way. I don't just randomly quit the lesson. I say goodbye, okay, good luck, and all that. So yeah, I had to say that. That's why I asked for the time. I hope you don't mind that. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the situation. And yeah, so what's going on in your life? How did you spend your Saturday with the family?
Oh, uh, yesterday, as I know, we went to the farmers market with my sons. It's our
Okay.
tradition. So,
Yeah.
yes, yesterday I woke up at 6 o'clock because
Mm-hmm.
farmer market open it is so early, and if you want buy milk or vegetables, you should went to the market
Mm-hmm.
so early,
You should
because
go to the market.
if you should go to the market, you should
Yeah.
wake up early.
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
understand.
so I woke up at 6 o'clock. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
woke up my kids. We
Uh-huh.
we quickly get dressed and
Mm-hmm. We quickly got dressed.
yeah,
It's all right.
we
These are
quickly
little tricky things. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
It's all right.
quickly got dressed and went to the farmer markets buy car. Oh,
Mhm.
it was so many people. We
There
can.
were so many people. Sorry.
Uh,
There were. It's all right. There were so many people.
yeah, there were so many people. Uh, we can't park in. We can't park
We
the car.
we could not find a parking spot.
We could not find a parking spot.
Yeah.
So when we got the parking spot, we went to the milk market and buy the milk, cottage cheese, and
Okay.
yeah,
So Vladimir,
we
you have
bought.
to use the past tense for this.
Uh,
Okay.
we, we
Let me tell you a little thing.
yeah,
Before that, I corrected you about the past, from past to present. Okay. So let's say something that happens every day. Okay. The farmer market opens at, like, 6 a.m. in the morning. So this is something that happens every day or every weekend. Okay.
yeah,
So in that regard, the situation is, this is something that happens every day. Okay. It is what do we call a present indefinite tense. Do you know about the tenses?
yes, of
There
course.
are, there are different tenses like present, past, and future. And even within those tenses, there are small different parts of types of tenses in general. So
Yeah,
present indefinite is a tense that covers basically those things that are kind of habits, or the things that happens like almost every day. Okay. So in that regard, you have to use the present tense to talk about something. Like, for example, I do exercises every day. Okay. So even though if I did exercise yesterday, so if I will talk about specifically doing exercise yesterday, I will say I did exercise yesterday morning, or I early morning today I was doing exercise. So I'm using past if I'm talking about one specific moment. But if I'm talking about in general, me doing this thing every day in the morning, I have to use present. Okay. So that is why I said, like I kind of corrected you that basically, what do we say? The supermarket, the farmers market opens like very early every day. So it opens because this is something happens every day or every weekend. So this is present indefinite. But when you will talk about any other thing like a specific moment in the past, you will have to use basically a past tense like could, didn't, something like that to
Thank you
define.
so much for correct me.
You're welcome. You're
You,
welcome. I had to give you this explanation so you understand better.
yeah, I appreciate it. You know, Maurice, I know all these rules, but I can't control myself when I
Okay,
speak to
I
you.
understand. No
So
problem.
I
It's all right. So I will just keep correcting you and I will keep explaining to you. So hopefully one day you will get rid of the problems and you will have clean English. Yeah.
yes, thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome. You're welcome. No problem.
I try to continue. Yeah, we bought
Mm-hmm.
milk. Yesterday we bought 5 liter of milk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, and cottage cheese. We bought
Okay.
1 kilogram and 500 grams. One and
You
a
can
half
say
kilogram.
1.5 kilogram. Yeah,
One,
one and a half or 1.5. Yeah, you can say that.
one
Mm-hmm.
point five.
By the way, do you have like a specific farmer whom do you trust more when it comes to like dairy products? Like, do you know this word dairy products?
Uh,
I'll share the word
can
with
you
you. Wait for me.
spell it for me?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course, I'll do that for you.
I know
Do you?
what
Uh-huh.
dairy like dairy at school where you spell homework or schedule.
I don't know. It's not a diary. That is a diary. Wait for
Ah,
me.
so sorry.
That probably is this like diary.
Uh,
There's a difference.
yeah,
There's a difference in spellings. You have to look
uh,
at the difference.
I understand.
Yeah, so dairy
Sorry.
products are the the dairy products are the products basically Vladimir that are milk products. All the products that are made of milk or including milk, all these products are dairy products. You
Oh,
understand, like yogurt and all these other things. So I
oh
was
yes.
asking you, is there any specific farmer whom do you trust when it comes to buying milk or buying like other dairy products?
Oh yes, of course. I bought dairy products uh, so many years by
Mm-hmm.
one seller.
Mm-hmm.
I bought these products so much time, about 3 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Always
So,
and the same
yeah.
same seller.
Uh-huh. So you told me like before war you were living in a different town, am I right? You were living in a different city.
Yes, you're right. I removed to the removed to the Dnieper in
Mm-hmm.
2016.
Uh-huh.
Earlier, I lived in Donetsk. It's as a district.
I see, I see. Do you know Kharkiv?
Oh, Kharkiv is a beautiful city. I love Kharkiv so much. Let's say, I often went to the Kharkiv because sister of my wife, and lived in Kharkiv with her daughter, and we often went to the Kharkiv to visit it. Also, we walked in the park and other cultural place where people can spend free time. So I know Kharkiv so much, and often visited to
It's
Kharkiv.
good. Basically, so it's more close to the Russian border, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. About 50 kilometers to border with Russia.
And I believe there are many people around that area, like many Russians even lived on the Ukrainian side. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know stories of many people who got like married, the Ukrainians marrying the Russians. Yeah.
Yeah, it's often happened. But sister of my wife, she named Natalie, not lived in Kharkiv all her life. She removed to Kharkiv also when this war started. Kharkiv is not was a city where happened fight, war fight. She lives near with us early. She lived near with us early in Donetsk district. In Donetsk district, war started at first in 2014, and she removed.
So it was the first conflict that started in 2014. It started from the your district. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. First war conflict started in Donetsk district, where I lived, where my relatives lived, like Natalie, her daughter, and she husband. Husband
Harassment.
harassment. Harassment Natalie worked so far, and he didn't live with they all of time. He, you understand, he work in different places or different countries. He removed always all time, such as cities or countries.
I see. Yeah, because I have a student from Kharkiv right now. Yeah, do you understand? I have a student from Kharkiv. Right now, he's living in Germany, but he was from Kharkiv. He spent his whole life in Kharkiv, and he married in Kharkiv as well.
You know, Norris, Kharkiv is a well-known city as that has many university, college, and other education.
Uh-huh.
So many students arrived to Kharkiv for studying, not for Ukraine and for
From Russia as well.
each other countries also. For example, it's
Uh-huh.
Indian people.
Yeah.
So you know, Norris, my wife studied with students from Pakistan.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's very interesting. You did not tell me this before.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay, that's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so many people studied in Kharkiv.
Mm-hmm.
Or, or,
What your wife Julia think about the Pakistani people? Does she think like Pakistani people are good, or she think is not so good?
she not have many conversation with
Mhm.
the
Okay.
Pakistan people.
Because probably there was a language barrier as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but she said they were nice,
Mm-hmm. I see.
polite,
Okay.
and
Mm-hmm.
he don't feel any problems with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see.
So
Okay. Yes,
mhm.
please go on. Go
It's
on.
interesting that you mention about Kharkiv because uh, sister of my wife, Natalie, is removed to Kharkiv now because her flat, her apartment was destroyed absolutely, and
Uh-huh.
in in a happy she wasn't be in this apartment in this time. She was they were with her daughter in a basement in our relatives at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
and she stay alive. And now she removed to Litva. It's a European country. You know,
Mm-hmm. I know.
the capital of Litva is Vilnius. She lived in
Mm-hmm.
Vilnius. And just yesterday, after farmers market, we uh, went to the bus station to
Mm-hmm.
the for send a package
Mm-hmm.
to Latvia by bus.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. What did you send in the package?
uh, her husband have trouble with health. Exactly, his eyes is uh, felt bad. He had he has a red eye, and the
Mm-hmm.
doctors no idea how it
Mm-hmm.
the treatment
Mm-hmm.
and medicine or I would say drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So you it's very difficult to find drugs in drugs market. You need a receipt. You just can went to the
You just can go.
you just can go to the drug market and say give me medicine and drugs. Seller said to you that you need a receipt from doctor, but just doctor had not idea
Mm-hmm.
uh, what he can do with his eyes. So
Mm-hmm.
Natalie asked my wife to buy some drugs and send to the Litva, and me and we buy it and send this package.
But is it legal to send drugs in a parcel to other country?
Um, Standard mail don't send the drugs, but drivers who often goes to the other countries. For example, Litva can take package with him and
Mhm.
received to people in other countries. Yes, it's no, it's not illegal. It's like I would say it's a gray zone. It's don't legal. It's don't unlegal. So
Mhm. Okay, understood.
everything be alright.
I see, I see. The reason why I mentioned Kharkiv because I told you I have a student from who lived there, and right now he's living in Germany. He is more than 50 years old, and basically, you mentioned universities. That student of mine is actually a Russian, and he lived in a town in the Russian side. He was born there, and then he came to study in Kharkiv. He came to study in Kharkiv in a university, and then he found like first he was married when he was very young, but then he found his like second wife in Ukraine. So and then he married a Ukrainian.
Yes,
So
it's
right now
well
he's
known
still yeah.
no practice.
Yeah, that's what I told you that it's very common for the Ukrainian and Russians to get married in that region specifically because most of them travel, to other part without any problem. So right now he's living with his Ukrainian life in Germany, a Ukrainian wife in Germany, and yeah, so that is the situation. And
So
his Russian son and his Russian wife they are also living in Germany, but his son moved to Germany before this whole, asylum thing, before this, refugees thing, because he had a job in a German company, so like a remote job, so he moved to Germany before that.
oh, maybe he knows German language too.
I think probably they be learning right now because German is not easy to learn.
Yeah, German so hard for learning.
Yeah.
English is so easy.
But I
Yeah,
have heard, that student of mine told me that people say if you have a very good level in English, you can learn 60-70% of German very easy as well. There are only few big words that you need to practice and learn, but otherwise there are so many common words as well in German and English.
yeah. I think that English is one of the easy language for learning
Yeah.
because, for example, Russian or Ukrainian language is so hard to learn. We
Mm-hmm.
we have difficulties for uh, male words, female words, for past words, for future
Ukrainian
words.
also have that. Ukrainian
Yes,
also have different. Ah, okay. And what about Russian?
uh, Ukrainian and Russian it's very it's very seems
Similar.
language,
Similar.
similar languages. We have
So,
many similar words, and if you know Russian but never learn Ukrainian, you can understand main part of people said in Ukraine.
okay. I
Also,
understand.
uh, Belarus language, so it's little same to similar as Ukrainian and
Mm-hmm.
Russian. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Poland, it's so difficult and not so
Yeah.
similar language, but Poland also has many same words like Russian and Ukrainian, so I can understand.
Polish as well.
I not say as well, but main part of speech I can understand.
Okay, I get it. That's good. I can understand the situation, but yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, so you were talking about the university. So my student went to the university as well. So it's quite interesting there. And
Yeah,
yeah, at the same time, yeah, the whole thing is so interesting. Like how your life can change by the decisions that you make and all that, you know.
yeah,
And yeah, yeah, you mentioned in the past that you can receive some money as well if you move to any European country. Yes, that student of mine, he receives some money for the expenses and some money for the rent as well. So
yeah.
the German government is paying for the rent and also giving some money for the food and the other necessities as well. And basically, that student of mine, he was running a business in Kharkiv. He had a business of selling some products to Moscow. Yeah, so he would he had a business in Kharkiv, and
Yeah.
he was selling the products. He had some partners as well, 2 3 partners, and he was selling the products to Moscow or mainly to the mainland Russia. So yeah, he was making fine money in the past as well through his business. So he had some employees as well. So overall, his financial situation is not too bad,
Yeah,
even right.
it's also common practice because in Russian some products or things is little expensive than
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine, so people can
Mm-hmm.
buy some products in Ukraine and
Mm-hmm.
went to Russia and sell
Mm-hmm.
sold this product.
I see. But right now, I believe the travel between the countries is not so like convenient. Am I right?
Now border is closed and people can't remove from Ukraine to Russia and from Russia to Ukraine. Uh, if you can't, if you can go to Russia, you need go to Poland. From Poland, you need go to the Belarus. From Belarus, you should go to Russia.
But you can still go to Russia as a Ukrainian right now. Am I right?
Many people go to Russia because uh, they had many relatives, old parents who can serve himself. And
Mm-hmm.
for example, parents of my wife, they also
Mm-hmm.
lived with us, but a grandmother of my wife stay in Donetsk district and
Mm-hmm.
lived there. Uh, but she, uh, but she was so she's senior. She's so old. She can't serve herself. And parents of my wife removed to Donetsk district uh, to see for her for grandmother.
Mm-hmm. To help her, basically. Yeah.
Help her. Because she very old. She's was 19 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can understand this. It's quite interesting situation that how kind of when I think about these stories from Kharkiv and all that, people were marrying each other. The Russians were coming to Kharkiv to study. The Ukrainians are doing businesses on the Russian side. But then to this, it's quite change. It's a big change in the whole situation. Yeah, from literally being like so friendly, especially for those people who were living at the border cities, then to turning out to be enemies. That's like a big change.
Yes, because so many people have relatives or each other parts
Yeah.
from border in
Mm-hmm.
Russia and Ukraine, and now they can visit it to each other. Uh, Children and parents lived separated,
Mm-hmm.
and sister and brothers also lived separated.
Mm-hmm. I can understand this.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. And what's the situation right now? In where do you live right now? So, do you guys still have some alarms in your city right now?
Yes,
Are there any attacks?
we had alarms sometimes in a day. Uh, you know, 24, uh, 24th August, it was a massive attack, rocket attack in Dnieper, and building of bus station was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Not whole building, but it's so he had
Mm-hmm.
so many, I would say, injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Many people had to injuries. It was at night, that's why it not was so many people in bus station. I had only staff
Mm-hmm.
in bus station. So time by time,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we have uh, not only alarms, but also rocket attack. We often hear uh, when a rocket is flight in the air.
So sometimes you hear like the voice,
Yeah,
the noise internal of the rockets.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's not good. Especially for the kids. You are mature. You know how to handle all of these things or the emotions that you will get out of it. But for the kids, it can be traumatic.
Yeah. Uh, my older son Ivan, he understand all these things, and he feel uh, you know nervous.
He
He
feels.
he afraid this
Uh-huh.
alarms. And right now, not right now, in first September, children should uh, goes to school, but we don't want that Ivan go to school
Uh, I see. Mm-hmm.
because it's not safety. Uh,
I
he
understand.
he will study online at
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Yeah, please go on.
Uh, our middle son Stepan also should go to school in first September. She will go at first
He
class.
he he He.
He will go
Yeah.
at the first class.
Okay.
He didn't
I see. Okay.
go to school before.
I see. But I think I might have asked you, but I forgot. When you will be able to fly to Canada?
Uh,
Do you have any plan in your mind, like in few months when you will be able to do that?
yes, of course. I made my main prepares for arrive to Canada, and I need some
Yeah.
uh, some documents for I would say you know medicine card our child and
Okay.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
one of things also uh, tickets to
Yeah.
fly in Canada. It's so expensive, and people suggest me to uh, wait September because in autumn price for tickets can
They will
be
go down in winter. Yeah.
yeah can be go down, and maybe I can buy the tickets not
Yeah,
so
especially in October,
expensive
I think it's
price.
going to be go down a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
In October, it will be even lower than that, you know.
yeah. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
will wait only 1 week to go for September, and I see.
Uh-huh. So you will buy the tickets in September, yeah?
Yeah, uh,
And when do you intend to travel?
uh, I think middle of October
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because if you buy tickets right now just before arriving for the next day or next week, it's also so expensive. Uh, Likely buy tickets for the months by arriving date.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand.
That's why I understand it will be middle of October.
Okay, I get it. So yeah, that's interesting overall. That yeah, you have to do it like that. And so I think the reason why I asked you this again, that when you'll be traveling, because you did not give me the specific answer in the first when I asked you first. I think it was not planned yet. So the reason why I wanted to ask you is, I think yeah, your children can like afford to have like online education or maybe no education at all without for month 1 month is all right, 45 days it's not a big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. And even like, they can have a home school as well. Your wife can teach them few things at home from the books and all that. So yeah, it's not that necessary. If your children don't feel comfortable going to the school, yeah, I think so. It's not necessary to send them to school. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I also don't think so that it will be necessary. I think
Hmm.
almost will be alright.
Yeah, yeah, that certainly is the situation. At the same time, have you checked? Did you tell me where you are going in Canada? Which state you will be going to, or like the city?
It's district Alberta and city name Calgary.
I think Alberta doesn't have like a big population. Am I right?
Uh, yeah, Calgary is a big city, more than 1 million people population.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. But I think Alberta state in general is very good for the people to move there because there are many opportunities there. and all that, because if you go to the main part of Canada, like Toronto or like the big cities, the situation is not so easy there.
Yeah, it's very expensive city, and to rent a
Yep, yep,
house
yep.
is so expensive.
Yeah.
When
Mm-hmm.
I am choose the city, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that Calgary is uh, middle
Yeah.
of all city. It's so big, so I think that I can't
Yeah.
feel difficult with work, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not expensive city like Toronto.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, if you're going to Alberta, especially the capital of Alberta, you will see so many Pakistanis there.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I know.
you you will meet so many Pakistanis, so many Indians there, for sure.
Yes, I know that's so many people from Pakistan and India. Also, Chinese people.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so
you
much
will see a lot of
is
them.
in Canada.
Yeah. So, okay, it was very interesting conversation in general,
Eh,
and I can see the time is up. So, what do you think about today's class, today's lesson? How was it, Vladimir?
I think that we had a very interesting conversation.
Yeah,
Uh, we know uh, we know a little close each other for
yeah,
our relatives and sitting place where
yeah.
we live. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a very useful lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also think so as well. It was a very useful and good lesson in total. So, do you think the lesson, we just need to have a conversation right now? You're satisfied with the lesson, am I right? And we don't need to change anything?
Yeah.
Bra- Yeah, everything is good. You will speak and I will ask you questions. You will speak and I will see if you make any mistakes. I'll correct you. That's all. Yeah.
You have a lot of patience to me.
Uh-huh. No, it's all right, because you need this type of support from me right now at this level. But of course, with time you will improve, and you may not need my support anymore. But yeah, but you do need my support, my patience as well, to be with you. But it's all right. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You understand? I know all these rules, but I can't implement it in our
It's
conversation.
it's matter of practice, Vladimir. It's matter of practice,
Yeah,
because you did not have too much practice. So without practice, you can't really. You can know the rules, but you can't implement them. You have to do a lot of practice to train your mind as well to implement those rules as well, not to just remember them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're right.
Hmm.
I also think
So
so.
that, yeah, that is the situation. And so I think I will see you tomorrow as well. Am I right? Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Yes, we will have class tomorrow at the same time.
Hmm. And I think tomorrow is the last lesson that you have already scheduled. After that, the lessons are not scheduled. So you told me about the time that you will prefer. You will manage, I think 7 to 7:45. Yeah.
Yes, today I see a schedule and choose choose time for our classes.
So you told me that you can manage 7 to 7:45. Am I right?
So, yes, I think it's a good time.
Okay.
Or
Because before that, because you know that one Chinese student that booked like so many lessons from your time 6 to 7.
Yeah.
So it's going to either it is going to be from 5 or from 7. If you can wake up at 5 or 5:15, something like that, you can do that. Otherwise, it has to be 7. Yeah, 7 to 7:45. Yeah,
Oh, 5 so early. I feel
yeah,
so exhausted.
yeah,
If
yeah.
I,
It's all right. I think 7 to 7:45. If you can manage, it is good time for us. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I think.
Hmm. Okay, okay then, Vladimir. It's time to say goodbye. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
You're
Good luck.
welcome. Bye. Bye.